what's up? Welcome to another video upload from Aspie with Attitude. You're right now watching an autistic YouTube content creator channel. Just to introduce myself, my name is David, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, have autism, have spooky syndrome, that's why I call myself an Aspie. So as I welcome you to episode 428, before I start this YouTube content, please why not subscribe to Aspie with Attitude, that way you show more support for this channel. And also please don't forget to ring this notification bell if you want to keep up to date with Aspie with Attitude. And also please don't forget to like and share this video content around, that way you show more support for this channel, Aspie with Attitude. Now to get on with this autistic YouTube content video that you're watching right now, something I'm going to be talking about is the 3 rarely spoken about autistic traits. And since it's going to be meant to be rarely spoken about, one thing I actually done in every 3 traits I'll be talking about in this video, I've already previously in the past have made a video content about that trait. So this is going to be a bit like a compilation, a bit of a recap on 3 of my previous video uploads. So just to get things started, I'd like to talk about connections with animals. Something I've done for episode 205, Autism and Animals. I've uploaded this back on the 13th of November 2021. So dudes, like, you probably don't hear much about how autistic individuals can connect well with animals. Well, something that people just don't really talk much about. Well, the coolest thing about it is, it's actually very commonly spoken about as well. Particularly if you've heard of an autistic advocate and an animal scientist called Temple Grandin. So just as a bonus though, I can quickly show you appreciating Temple Grandin. So I've uploaded this episode 282 and I've premiered this back on the 8th of April 2023 when I did talk about Temple Grandin and what she has done in connections with animals, and how she's actually done a bit of research on how autistic individuals can connect with animals. So like back to talks about with episode 205. So like that's when I talked about animal connections with autistic individuals. That's what that video is all about. And the second one I want to talk about is intense emotions. For intense emotions, it's something that's very rarely spoken about, and through my previous videos, it may come as close to being episode 138, which is called Expressing Emotions. So like I premiered this way back on the 5th of October 2020. Well, sometimes it can be hard to properly express emotions, particularly when it's very intense. So sometimes like, if one autistic individual is happy, it might be very excited. And if one other autistic individual is frustrated, it may have intense emotions of anger, kind of like a bit of a meltdown in such a way. So like, intense emotions could also look like a bit of a burnout, look like a bit of a meltdown, and it just kind of varies. It's always up to the individual, and it's all about trying to properly express emotions without being intense. So like, there's always a lot of talks about intense emotions. Now surely I spoke about this for episode 138. And for a final one, which is a tendency to overshare. Something that I've done for episode 220, Autism and Oversharing. And I premiered this back on the 27th of February 2022. The most interesting thing is that most autistic individuals may have a tendency to overshare. The reason why they would overshare is like just to make conversations, to be a centre of attention. If anyone has information that should not be shared, often it gets engaging, more and more people are interested. So like, it just draws a bit of a centre of attention. The worst case scenario is, it could be your personal secret, your family secret, or it could be a secret that's only allowed to exist only between you and your best friend, to the family, and except you may be sharing it to different random people around you. So like, that's the tendency to overshare. And for those who like to talk a lot and want everyone to listen, so like, that's where the tendency of oversharing comes in. Pretty much a bit like Forrest Gump, if you've seen the movie. So like, that's all been mentioned back in episode 220. So like, those are 3 rarely spoken about autistic traits that I only wanted to cover for this video. So like, this is meant to be a compilation and a bit more like a throwback on all my previous videos. So like, I'm going to leave a thumbnail at the end of this video content if you want to sit through effects. So like, I can even, if I want to, leave the links to each of the videos in the description down below. Because like, I'm going to finish this video right now. And here we go, dudes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Aspie with Attitude. Peace and respect. See you next time. And I'm out of here, dudes. Peace.